These Fox News anchors had it all and were always at the center of attention when they appeared on TV. But something shocking happened, and they were fired immediately, leaving the world of Fox News. From surprising scandals to controversies and conspiracies, the Fox News anchor was fired after this. Tucker Carlson. Let's start with the most recent and one of the most shocking scandals that rocked Fox News. Tucker Carlson was one of the top primetime stars on Fox News. In fact, his show, Tucker Carlson Tonight, regularly drew millions of viewers. In its later years, his show attracted about 3 million viewers per night. Tucker's style combined provocative commentary, culture framing, conspiratorial narratives, and controversial takes on race, immigration, political elites, and gender issues. He quickly became a powerful cultural figure on Fox News and was very influential among conservative media and politics. Fox News took advantage of this popularity, and although many saw him as a star, some critics still saw him as a liability. It seems like they were right, because in April 2023, the Fox News anchor was fired after this. Tucker Carlson was abruptly fired by Fox News, and his show was cancelled. The network only released a short statement saying something like, "We thank him for his service," but they didn't give the full, detailed reason for this. Almost immediately after Tucker was fired, there were a lot of rumors and speculations about why. Interestingly, there wasn't a single reason, but many controversies and scandals that eventually pushed Fox to fire Tucker Carlson. One of the main reasons was the Dominion voting system's defamation lawsuit, which put Tucker Carlson in a lot of trouble with Fox News. Fox News settled a major defamation lawsuit with Dominion for $787.5 million. As part of that legal process, the courts discovered many internal documents and private text messages related to the court. These texts had revealed that Tucker Carlson had made disparaging remarks about Fox colleagues and executives and criticized the direction of the network. His text messages also doubted the public election fraud claims even while on air, sometimes promoting or defending them, and generally being critical of his Fox peers. He wrote that he passionately hated Donald Trump after the 2020 election and also said that we are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. In one redacted text message, Tucker described watching a video of Trump supporters attacking an Antifa kid and admitted to rooting for the mob. He wrote, "Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight." Tucker Carlson also complained in messages that he was losing credibility with the audience. He questioned Fox News' top leadership, but that wasn't all. Apart from his text messages being exposed during the Dominion voting system's defamation lawsuit, Tucker Carlson was also sued by his former co-worker. Abby Grossberg was the former producer and senior booker for Tucker Carlson Tonight, and she filed lawsuits that accused his show of operating in a misogynistic work environment. She claimed that the male staffers made degrading comments about women and that the female staff were usually shut out of important meetings. According to Grossberg, women in the team were also given less favorable assignments or lower positions, and that the workplace culture normalized degrading and objectifying women. Some of her allegations also included incidents like photos of Nancy Pelosi in provocative poses around the office and making insults and derogatory references to women. Grossberg also claimed that when she complained about this, supervisors had dismissed the concerns, saying, "This is Tucker's tone, that's just how the show goes." So it seems like Tucker was enabling this kind of environment. As this Fox News anchor was fired after this, many of Tucker Carlson's text messages were revealed. The texts revealed that he usually used strong, insulting, crude, and sexist language. In the texts, he called a senior Fox News executive the C word in internal messages. In other messages, he insulted Sidney Powell using harsh language. He even called women extremely primitive in his texts. Beyond the texts and lawsuits, it seems like this Fox News anchor was fired also because he wasn't friendly with his colleagues and leaders. Tucker Carlson always acted as if he was above the network, and he sometimes pushed divisive content that concerned advertisers. Some Fox insiders actually revealed that he was a liability when it came to legal exposure and advertiser pullback. They also worried that if some of his text messages were publicly exposed again, it could cause massive reputational damage for Fox News. When Tucker Carlson, the Fox News anchor, was fired after this, spectators remembered the shocking scandal where two Fox News stars were terminated one after the other. Gretchen Carlson and Roger Ailes scandal. It all started with Gretchen Carlson, who joined Fox News in 2005 after working at CBS. She became the co-host of Fox and Friends. Over the years, she grew in prominence in the network, even getting her own show, The Real Story with Gretchen Carlson. She was known for her interviewing style, being outspoken, and had a reputation for being ambitious. But after 11 years at Fox News, Gretchen Carlson was instantly fired by the network. Fans and viewers began to question the reason why, wondering whether there was something hidden. The reason came when Gretchen filed a lawsuit a week after, revealing that they fired her to retaliate against her when she refused to conform to a powerful man. Gretchen filed a lawsuit suing Roger Ailes, who was the CEO of Fox News. She made many claims, accusing him of harassment, retaliation for complaining, and wrongful termination. She made very specific allegations. For instance, she revealed that during a meeting, Ailes had told her, "I think you and I should have had a relationship a long time ago, and then you'd be good and better, and I'd be good and better." He allegedly told her to turn around in his office so he could view her posterior, commented on her legs, and told her to wear revealing clothes. Gretchen also claimed that she was called a man-hater in the office, and when she complained about sex behavior, Ailes only told her to get along with the boys. After Gretchen rejected his advances and complained, her career was sabotaged. She was moved from a high-profile morning show, Fox and Friends, to a less favorable time slot, pay cuts, fewer prominent interviews, and being marginalized on the network. Eventually, the Fox News anchor was fired after this. Of course, Roger Ailes and Fox News deny all the accusations. They claimed that Gretchen wasn't fired because of harassment and refusal of advances, but rather because of poor ratings in her time slot. It was hard to believe this, of course, because Gretchen's attorneys had proof that her viewership had increased every year. She was even performing well despite being moved to a less favorable time slot and being denied promotions and support. But once the lawsuit happened, it opened the door to a wider scandal. After Gretchen's complaints became public, many more women came forward with the allegations against Ailes, also accusing him of harassment and inappropriate conduct. Under the mounting pressure, Roger Ailes was forced to resign from Fox News just a few weeks after Gretchen filed the lawsuit. Fox News had to reach a settlement with Gretchen Carlson, paying her around $20 million along with a public apology. This was just as good as admitting to the fault, but this isn't the only Fox News anchor that was fired because of Roger Ailes. Andrea Tantaros. Andrea Tantaros was a high-profile anchor at Fox News. She rose through the ranks from political analyst and unpaid contributor to full-time host roles. She eventually co-hosted The Five and then Outnumbered, and her style was expected of a Fox News talent. Andrea made some serious allegations starting around 2015 to 2016. She claimed that Roger Ailes, who was the powerful CEO of Fox News, made inappropriate sexual propositions and comments. For instance, he had asked her to turn around so I can get a good look at you, and if she was planning to marry and have children. She also accused that she was required to wear certain provocative clothes and show off her legs, and was meant to dress in certain ways to satisfy appearance norms. all her complaints to senior management were ignored. Andrea also claimed that she was moved from The Five, which was a higher-profile show, to Outnumbered, a lower viewership and less prominent time slot, as a form of retaliation for complaining about the harassment. By 2016, she was fired. In addition to her harassment claims, she claimed that Fox News had a culture of misogyny, intimidation, and indecency, describing it, in her lawsuit, in dramatic terms as a fueled Playboy Mansion-like cult. But Fox News didn't admit to any of the claims, saying that firing her wasn't because of harassment or retaliation, but because she violated her contract. The major specific contract issue cited was that Tantaros published her book, Tied Up in Knots: How Getting What We Wanted Made Women Miserable, without obtaining required prior approval from Fox executives, failing to submit an outline or timeline, and also revealing the cover art, which showed her arms tied over her head in a way deemed provocative by the network. Fox also tried to send her suit into arbitration, saying that based on her contract, they could only resolve issues privately and not in public court. They claimed that her lawsuit was filled with falsehoods and called her an opportunist. So, Fox fired Andrea Tantaros in April 2016, officially due to contract issues. But a few months later, she filed her lawsuit, naming Fox News, Roger Ailes, and other senior executives like Bill Shine, Suzanne Scott, Irina Briganti, and Deanne Brandy. Although Andrea was fired, she remained under contract for some time. Her contract wasn't immediately terminated, and even while she was off the air, she was still being paid. Rudy Bakhtiar. Rudy Bakhtiar was also fired because of Roger Ailes and other Fox News executives, accusing them of assault. She's an Iranian-American journalist who worked at CNN before Fox and had a solid reputation, especially with international reporting. In 2006, she joined Fox News Channel as a general correspondent. She covered many top international stories, such as the summit between Iran's Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and Iraq's Nouri al-Maliki, and the trial and execution of Saddam Hussein. These being high-profile assignments for foreign news, they bolstered her credentials. Rudy had a 3-year contract with Fox, after a 6-month freelancing and part-time contributor arrangement. Part of the deal included prospects for advancements, including a chance to be permanently based in D.C. Around late 2006, Rudy made some shocking accusations. She claimed that Brian Wilson, who was then being promoted to Washington bureau chief, expressed interest in helping her career and then made unwanted sexual advances. Specifically, she alleges he told her, "You know how I feel about you," suggested seeing inside of her hotel room, etc. She declined. She also accused Roger Ailes of inappropriate behavior, making her just another Fox News anchor, fired after this. He has told her to stand so he can see her legs. She felt pressure around appearance, like being given miniskirts to wear and being told to do things that Roger really liked. Whenever she refused the advances, it led to negative career consequences. Once she rejected Brian Wilson, Fox started reassigning her, giving her some less prominent assignments like tabloid-type stories. They also excluded her from certain Washington bureau work and marginalized her contributions. Once she complained internally to HR, she was suddenly fired. But Fox argued that it wasn't because of sexual assault that she was fired. Their official explanation was that her reporting was not up to standard, that she wasn't performing well, and that John Moody doesn't think you're a good reporter. Rudy disputes that, saying the real cause was retaliation for rejecting the advances and complaining. So, she was fired in 2007, based on a so-called performance decision. After that, her lawyer submitted a formal complaint to Fox, mentioning sex, including quid pro quo, a hostile work environment, and retaliation. The case went to confidential mediation. A mediator ruled in Rudy's favor, ordering Fox News to pay her the $670,000 remaining under her 3-year contract, plus her legal fees. As part of the settlement, she couldn't speak publicly about the details for years. She remained mostly silent until the public lawsuit by Tucker Carlson against Roger Ailes. She claims that after her departure from Fox, she struggled to find comparable on-camera or televised roles. She shifted work more toward off-camera roles, public relations, producing, and later reporting or producing for Reuters, hosting radio, and more. Ed Henry. Our next Fox News anchor was fired after a shocking misconduct scandal in 2020. Edward Michael Ed Henry Jr. gained fame as a veteran American journalist, and he had stints in CNN before joining Fox News in 2011. He joined Fox as a White House correspondent. Over the years, he was promoted to significant roles, including the chief national correspondent. He was later promoted to co-host America's Newsroom, along with Sandra Smith, making him a high-profile Fox News anchor. But it all went downhill in June 2020, when Fox News received a complaint through the attorney of a former employee, accusing Ed Henry of willful sexual misconduct in the workplace. They brought up an incident that occurred years earlier. An outside law firm, one that had never represented Fox News before, was immediately hired to investigate the allegations. On that same day, the complaint was received, Henry was suspended and removed from on-air duties. A week after, the Fox News anchor was fired. Fox News claimed that it found sufficient evidence in the probe which justified the firing of Ed Henry. But of course, Henry denied the allegations in public statements and said that he would eventually be vindicated. After he was fired, there came the lawsuit, filed by Jennifer Eckhart, a former Fox business producer. She claimed that Henry raped her in 2017, and that he also harassed her and threatened to retaliate against her when she didn't comply with his demands. She accused him of grooming and coercing her. Another plaintiff, Cathay Aru, also accused Henry of unwanted messages and images and inappropriate conduct. But Ed Henry didn't agree to be fired. He filmed a defamation lawsuit against Fox and its CEO. He claimed that the way Fox publicly characterized his firing, saying that they terminated him due to willful sexual misconduct, was defamatory. He accused Fox of smearing his reputation. He also alleged that while Fox said they had conducted a thorough investigation, they also ignored or suppressed evidence that could rebut the allegations. In 2025, the lawsuit involving Jennifer Eckhart was settled. She accused him of severe misconduct, including coercion and demands. Henry denied all these claims, but when the case happened, it brought more attention to some other sex-related scandals in Fox News, like that involving Roger Ailes. Many viewers also remembered another shocking scandal which involved Bill O'Reilly, a Fox News anchor. Bill O'Reilly was one of Fox News' biggest stars. His show, The O'Reilly Factor, was the most watched primetime cable news show. He gained game for his aggressive interview style and was often combative with guests. O'Reilly also mixed opinion and commentary, had strong conservative views, culture war framing, and provocative rhetoric. He also became a household name among Fox viewers and was a best-selling author thanks to his series of books. His persona was very important to Fox's brand. So, many viewers were shocked when the Fox News anchor was fired in April 2017. The immediate trigger was a New York Times report that revealed some surprising news. 5 women had received settlements as high as $13 million from O'Reilly or Fox because of or other claims. Advertisers started to pull away from the O'Reilly Factor because of these allegations, and dozens of them withdrew. Even Fox's parent company, 21st Century Fox, asked the same law firm that has investigated Roger Ailes to review the allegations. Then, they decided to fire O'Reilly and cancel his show. Fox's official statement: After a thorough and careful review of the allegations, the company and Bill O'Reilly have agreed that Mr. O'Reilly will not be returning to the Fox News channel. As expected, O'Reilly denied any wrongdoing and said that the claims were unfounded. He blamed the media, political opponents, liberal organizations, and advertiser pressure for his firing. He publicly maintained his innocence, calling his firing a political and financial job, and suggested that different parties influenced the outcome. He launched or expanded other media efforts after being fired, like his podcast, No Spin News. But apparently, O'Reilly had a contract that provided him a high salary, about $25 million per year. His contract had clauses that allowed termination in some circumstances. After he left because of the contract, he received a massive payout, despite being accused of conduct. Chris Stirewalt. And finally, we have Chris Stirewalt, a Fox News anchor that was fired after a surprising scandal. He joined Fox News in July 2010, and his role was a political news analyst and reporter. Over time, he became Fox's political editor, serving as a key on-air analyst of polls, voting trends, and election night decision desk calls. He was known for his calm, data-driven analysis, often explaining the mechanics of elections, like what it means when votes are in certain precincts or how trends shift. He also co-hosted the podcast Perino and Stirewalt, I'll Tell You What, with Dana Perino. But many of his fans didn't expect that Chris would be fired by Fox News in 2021. Fox claimed that firing him was part of a broader internal restructuring, especially in the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election. Other long-term employees were also let go around the same time. Aside from this restructuring, there was another shocking reason that caused Stirewalt to be fired. He was part of Fox's decision desk and made one of the earliest calls for Arizona going to Joe Biden on election night. That call angered President Donald Trump and many of his supporters. There was pressure from political figures and some viewers for Fox to retract the call. Stirewalt defended the call on air and publicly. That put him in the crosshairs of critics who felt the network was betraying Trump's narrative. After this projection, he faced viewer backlash and internal pressure. He became the target of intense criticism from Trump supporters, some of which accused Fox of bias and cover-ups. In his later writings, Stirewalt suggests that Fox executives may have felt that his on-air manner or the network's decision to stick with the data-driven call instead of appeasing political pressure had alienated part of its audience. Eventually, he went on to work in media as the political editor at News Nation and wrote and spoke publicly about how his firing was more than a restructure. These Fox News anchors were fired after shocking scandals, whether it was being accused of misconduct or being retaliated against. Some were also kicked out due to their political statements. Which anchors do you think shouldn't have been fired? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.